Hello, and thank you for the opportunity to talk to you about the April 27th ballot proposal to annex the city of Lacey into the Fire District 3. We'll talk about what annexation is, why it's on the ballot, how services are currently provided, and how much it will cost. I'd like to give you just a little background on fire and emergency services in our community, starting with who provides these services. Since the Fire District was formed in 1948, fire and emergency services have always been provided by the district. When the city incorporated out of the district in 1966, fire and emergency services continued to be provided by the district, but through a contract with the city of Lacey rather than direct payment of property taxes to the district by city residents. In other words, property taxes collected by the city are used to pay the negotiated contract amount to the fire district. This is a representation of the district's current combined service area. Green represents the fire district boundaries. Orange represents the current City of Lacey boundaries that lie within the Fire District 3 response area. The district delivers services from 5 fire stations as depicted on this map. 4 of the fire stations are staffed 24 hours a day. These stations have been strategically located to provide the best possible coverage for the entire area. All apparatus from these 5 stations cover for each other. For example, if Engine 33 is out on a call when another call comes in, an apparatus from Station 31 or Station 34 will handle their response. The staffing of our stations is a strategic decision made by the Board of Fire Commissioners and based upon funding support authorized by district voters. Our current funding level does not support additional career staffing at Station 32. However, we continue to pursue additional volunteer resources to contribute to our response staffing. Here's a graph of our annual volume of incident responses since 1996. As you can see, the calls for emergency services have increased dramatically over the past 13 years. Also shown is a percentage breakout of where those emergency services have been requested. As you can see, 49% in the city of Lacey, 36% in the district, and 15% out of the fire district response area. These include Medic 2, Medic 3, and Medic 6 out-of-area responses that is reimbursed through a contract with Thurston County Medic 1. And they also include mutual aid responses to neighboring departments. For example, District 8, District 7, District 6, Olympia, and Tumwater. Mutual aid is a two-way street and very important to ensuring the best possible coverage for your emergency needs. The mutual or automatic aid that we provide to our neighboring fire districts is returned by them when we are in need of resources beyond our own. What is annexation? Annexation is a formal process that allows boundaries to be adjusted. In this case, we are talking about adjusting the boundaries of the fire district to include the city of Lacey. Remember the current boundaries shown here, distinguishing the city of Lacey from the boundaries of the fire district? Annexation would essentially combine the whole area for purposes of fire and emergency services. So what does your vote mean? To city residents, voting to annex into the district, pay the same property tax rate, eligible to participate in district elections. For district residents, voting to annex city into the district, pay the same property tax rate, continue to participate in district elections. The Lacey City Council and the Board of Commissioners of Fire District 3 have determined that the contractual relationship no longer provides the most effective option for service. Having studied a range of alternatives for providing these services, both entities are proposing annexation as the most effective way for all citizens to have a vote on representation, example, Board of Fire Commissioners, and funding, or tax levies. Other nearby cities have faced similar circumstances in providing for fire and emergency services. For example, University Place and Lakewood both provide emergency services to their cities through a contractual relationship with their fire districts. Both have now annexed into their respective fire districts, and both consider the annexation successful. I want to make certain that everyone understands that we are not talking about a new tax. District residents have always paid an assessed amount directly to the fire district, and city residents have always paid a virtual rate through the contractual relationship between the city and the fire district. Annexation will allow property tax to be collected equally and distributed directly to the fire district. What is being proposed is that the residents of the combined area of the city and the fire district pay an estimated $1.07 per 1,000 of assessed value annually, beginning in 2011. If you live in the district, you may see a slight decrease from the current rate of approximately $1.11. If you live within the city, you would initially see an increase of approximately 12 cents per 1,000 of assessed value beginning in 2011. For example, the owner of a $250,000 home would pay less than $2.50 more per month. As a reference point, the Thurston County Fire Districts of South Bay, McLean, Yelm, Rainier, Little Rock, Rochester, and Bald Hills pay $1.50 per 1,000 per year on assessed property value. Next year, East Olympia will also be assessed at a rate of $1.50 per 1,000. In summary, if the voters approve the annexation proposal, city residents would no longer have a pass-through contractual relationship. Having studied the issues and possible alternatives, the city and the district are proposing annexation as a relationship where all residents of the newly combined area will be assessed the same tax levy rate and will have an opportunity to vote on issues affecting the fire district funding and representation. It is very important to note, at this time, the day-to-day emergency services will continue as they have since 1948. When you have an emergency and call 911, the same people and the same trucks from the same stations will provide the same service. These are your fire and emergency services. Please remember to vote Tuesday, April 27th, 2010. For further questions, please feel free to email us at info@laceyfire.com or call the fire district at 360-491-2410 and a staff member will respond as soon as possible to address your questions. So there you have it. The proposal being put before you on April 27th is whether to allow the City of Lacey to annex into Fire District 3. I hope we have provided you with enough information to make an informed decision. Thank you for taking the time to consider and understand why this is a very important proposal.